Hello guys, Gene out at the range today with the MC9 LS once again, the Canik MC9 LS. Again, sorry, but I'm just running it. That's really all I can say. I've already done the review. Haven't gotten it on the table. I'm gonna do that after I finish shooting it. It won't be like with the XD where I just kind of did a short showing you how dirty it was. I'm actually gonna keep this gun unless it flies all the pieces in this last 850 rounds. I'm going to keep this gun, so I will have it. I will get it on the table, actually break it down in front of everyone after having shot it and everything like that. It's kind of starting to drizzle out here, so I thought, well, you know, a little bit of a torture test, right? But then I got to thinking about that, and I said, well, you know, when I did the XD, now it was not because I wanted to, you know, torture it beyond what I was already doing. Is because it got so hot I couldn't hold it, so I had to pour water all over it. And so I was like, you know, people will say, well, you didn't pour no water on the Canik. So I thought, you know, if they said that, they would be right. So let's just pour some water in it. Pour it all over the place here. Get it all down in there real nice. Let's pour it in the back of the slide here. Trying to keep it off of my Optic because I want to be able to see my red dot. But there you go. I poured some water down in there for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to just, again, like I said, I'm out to 850 rounds. So that means, if my math is correct, I need another, 150 rounds. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna put 150 rounds through it. And again, sorry about all the shooting, but I'm gonna get it out to I don't know, let's say I'll get it out to the last, I'll get it out to 140, come back, shoot the last 10, and then tell you my overall thoughts about the gun after 1,000 rounds without cleaning, without oiling, and a good douse of water. Well, one thing's for sure about the water, I got a face full of it. Didn't lock back on that one. Again, I've pretty much determined that was me riding the slide lock. Either way, there's 17 and 17. What is that math? 34. Gonna shoot all the way out to 140, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about my final thoughts on the Canik MC9 LS. So one thing that I've fairly consistently said about this thing is that how fast I put these rounds through there, because again, whatever, man, I'm just getting out to 1,000. It's not something I typically do. I don't like to do it. You will not catch me doing it very much more often. But I had talked about how that it had not gotten overly hot, you know. I mean, yes, warm, but not so hot you couldn't touch it. Well, I guess when I ran all that water through it, what little bit of grease or oil or whatever was left on it, and then the friction or the heat just evaporated that off of there, it got hot. So for real, I had to put some water on it this time just to be able to shoot those last two magazines, or that last magazine, should I say. But either way, I'm down to 14 away from 1,000. We did have the 3 in the very beginning, the very first magazine. Well, again, I'll tell the story. I done some shorts. When I done the shorts, I used one magazine that I had loaded up overnight. I pulled out the other magazine that was inside of the mag loader in the box. It was extremely tight, as was the original magazine I loaded up. And I had to slam it into place, and I believe it was so tight that it did not allow the slide to come all the way back, therefore not ejecting the spent casing. That happened 3 times on the same magazine, but after that, completely flawless. So if you want to call it three malfunctions in 1,000 rounds, hey, you do you. If you want to be a Canik hater, a turkey hater, whatever, I'm fine with that. 14 rounds away from 1,000, and totally going to get it on the table, clean it up, and put it in a rotation. I have no problem with it, completely trust it, and it is crazy fast and accurate, especially with that trigger. I told you I'd tell you some of my thoughts on it. Feels great in the hand. Does it feel as good as the Kimber Mako? Not a chance. Does it shoot as good as the Kimber Mako? Well, as far as, no, not a chance. No, not at all. So the Kimber Mako might, R7 carbon compact might, I don't know. Let's wait to December when I do my, what I like the most throughout the year, the most shocking, all that. We'll see where the Kimber lands. Something else might happen. I might get the H&K CC9 and maybe it's better. I don't know. Is it better than the carbon compact R7 Mako? No. And as it warms up, it does seem to become a little less accurate. I never noticed that with the Kimber Mako. So overall, I do like the Kimber Mako better, but it's not a micro compact. This is a micro compact, so typically you're not going to be as accurate with it. My wife really loves this. She really couldn't stop talking about the FX V22 Pro from Fox Army, and it really is a nice optic. In fact, they're sending me another one with the green dot, and I'll put a link. Well, better yet, forget about a link. Just go over to Amazon. I'll put the link up to Amazon. Let's do that. For the Fox Army FXV22 Pro, and use my code G210. That's all lowercase, I believe, G210 at checkout to save 10%. Again, like I've said already, beat me over the head if it ain't everything I said it was, but this has been a nice optic, and it's bounced back and forth between all kinds of guns. Is it as good as the Kimber Mako? No, but this is a fantastic gun that I can totally recommend, and I've never had issues with Canik, and this would be no exception. And I put 1,000 rounds through this gun with that Fox Army optic after I got it zeroed, and it has held 0. So something to be said for that. It's not lost 0 at all. Fox Army FX V22 Pro. Either way, there it is, folks. The Canik MC9, the Mete MC9 LS. They do have this in the L model as well. No, I'm not going to get that one. That's why I went with the LS. A little bit longer slide. Great trigger, great ergonomics, great reliability, great accuracy. Nothing bad to be said about this gun. I promise you, and God will hold me accountable for this, I promise you this will be in the carry rotation for me. Not going to promise you I won't ever sell it, because I do have to buy more guns for review, but I don't have any plans on that in the immediate future, especially as good as my wife shot with it and how that it may be a carry option for her. She's asked a few times when or if I was about done with it, because I think maybe she might want to carry this. I told her she could protect the grandbabies better with a higher capacity 9mm versus the Rose 380 that she's carrying. So this is going to be with me for a little while. I'm going to get it cleaned up. Totally going to carry the gun. Totally trust the gun, and I absolutely believe that you can too. Make sure you know Jesus Christ is your Savior. Nothing more important than that. Don't wait till it's too late to find out that I was right. Ask me how you can know today. Go over, support me on Patreon, $5 a month. And check me out on Rumble as well. Hit the thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. That is a very important thing that you can do, is hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. You do not understand this side of heaven how much I appreciate you watching me. And as always, to God be the glory.